Evening, everyone, and welcome to the session today. More precise towards the admission process and understanding what could be the eligibility criteria, the deadline date of submissions of application form, the what are the important things that needs to be taken care while filling the form, while writing the two essays or the SOPs and statement of purpose that needs to be completed after completing your application form. What could be the next possible interview dates, and then what are the kind of selection process that soil follows. So we'll take all these agendas point by point towards a bit later side. Before starting with the sessions toward understanding or briefing about the entire admission process that happens at soil School of Business Design, I would like to welcome Dr. Vidyanand Jha, Dean Strategic Affairs and Professor Marketing, to help you in explaining or rather giving an insight to understand what are the benefits of the program that has been inculcated at Soil School of Business Design, more focusing towards design thinking, and which can give you an added advantage in understanding the program better. And towards the end, we'll take the Q&A round, and along with Q&A, I'll brief about the admission process. I think Dr. Jha, this should help the student, and I think the flow of the evening.
Yeah. Should I continue now, Dheeraj?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dheeraj, for the brief introduction.
I'll help you in moving out the slides, sir. Do let me know whenever.
Yes, sir, sure.
Fine, fine.
So we can go to the next slide. Welcome to all the participants who have come here and taken time out to understand about soil. Uh, Before I talk about soil, I would like to give you a little brief upon why is the management education so important and how is it changing the landscape of the business these days, and thereby why a unique program like soil is more relevant than in comparison to other programs which are offered in the country. The industry is going through a lot of change, and all of you must have heard of something called as machine learning, AI, IoT, etc. But that is coming under the gamut of Industry 4.0 practices. So when we talk about the Industry 4.0 practices, it also talks about how technology is helping businesses to personalize their services and products to individuals. And therefore, when you are looking at business today, you will find that you are treated as an individual consumer and you are not treated as a segment of consumer. That is the level of technological changes which has happened. And when such kind of technological changes happens, it becomes very important for the organization also to get those people in the system who can understand the entire ecosystem and give a better solution to the consumers, thereby the industry grows. At Soil, we believe in two things. First is an individual who is a leader in the organization, whether he owns an organization or he is a part of the organization as a leader, he is responsible for two things. One, he is responsible for managing the business, and second, he is responsible for the well-being of the society. And when we talk about well-being of the society, it means that you are also responsible for your workers, you are also responsible for your employees, you are also responsible for the environment where we operate, and you are also responsible for the mental well-being of people across. And therefore, it is important that a business manager who goes out or business leader who goes out not necessarily focuses on the financials of the organization, but also focuses on much deeper insights of the organization, which is called a sustainable models. Based on that concept, soil was established, and then we have been developing leaders through our curriculum, where we offer three programs. You can see on the screen: 1 year flagship PGPM program, 1 year flagship PGPM in HR program, and 2 years of postgraduate diploma in management business design. In 2 year business design, we have two programs. One is PGDM general, and then we have PGDM BDNI, that is business design and innovation. So these are two programs. So basically, we offer two programs under 2 year PGDM program and two program of 1 year, that is PGPM and PGPM in HR. Now, next slide, please, Dheeraj. So, yeah. So what I was trying to tell you is that when you are looking for being a manager or being a leader in the business environment, or you would like to start up your own venture sometime later, or some of you might have already started. Uh, the journey of this entire business starts from discovering yourself, and many business schools are not in the position to give a curriculum which helps you to discover yourself. And therefore, in soil and SOBD, when we are talking about Soil School of Business Design, we help the students to discover themselves through an amalgamation of three kinds of pedagogical approach. One is that we want to focus on the inner peace and leadership skills of the people. So there is a management program which has all finance, marketing, HR, operation analytics, and entrepreneurship. Second is we want our graduates to be sensitive towards the society, and therefore we have inculcated liberal arts. And when we talk about liberal arts, there are some programs, some courses which will help you to be more sensitive towards the society. And third part of it is about design thinking. Now, design thinking is something which is not very new concept, but it is practiced heavily in the industry these days. The reason is that when you are thinking about a business, it is possible that people will only keep financial outcome as one of the yardstick to look at their performance. But now the industries are also looking at sustainable development goals. You might have heard of SDGs. So when you look at sustainable development goals, it also talks about people well-being. It also talks about environment. It also talks about profit. And that is why organization these days talks about triple P, triple bottom line. So when you are talking about that, how will it come? It will come from people within. So therefore, when you decide upon getting into a management program, it is important that you should come as an unbiased mind. Unbiased mind means what? Somebody has done BTech, so he feels that he's technologically very sound. Somebody has not done a BTech, he has done BCom. Somebody has done BA, somebody has done B Pharma, somebody has done different kinds of graduation degrees. Some people may have academically brilliant scores of 90 plus, etc. Some people may have 60 plus. But then we believe that each one of them are unique in the skills they possess. And therefore, when you have uniqueness in the skill, there are ways to nurture your skill and make you a better leader or make you a better citizen in the times to come. Understanding this philosophy, we thought that people going through our program must be mindful, must be ethical, must be a person who cares about the society, must be a person who dares about taking decisions, and must be a courageous person. And that is the reason why, in the journey of 2 years program or 1 year program, which we take you through, it helps you to possess all the skills by virtue of going through a diverse curriculum which will help you discover you better than what you have done till now. Next slide, Dheeraj. So the problem of the society at this point of time is that as a fresh graduates, you might be thinking that now what to do about the career, whether I should get into a management program. If I get into a management program, I will get a job. If I get a job, I will have a better life forward, and then slowly I will grow in the industry. Uh, I would like to give you a small anecdote that getting a job is not difficult. Even without MBA program, without management program, you can get a job. But what differentiates you as a management graduate from rest of the graduates, at the same time, how the industry is going to look forward for a graduate who is passing from a management program, then the graduate passing from other streams is different. Because No doubt, management program will increase your employability skills, but at the same time, the employability skills is not enough. What is required is you become a decision maker who has holistic perspective. You become a decision maker who understands the value of innovation. You become a decision maker who takes the thinking through the design thinking and creative process, so that your decisions at the end of the day is beneficial for the company, for the industry, and the society around. I must compliment all of you that you guys are so privileged that you have an opportunity to listen to a management program, and you have an opportunity to go and educate yourself in a management program. There are a lot of people outside this Zoom call and outside this premises who have very less privilege of such things. They are not in the position to reach out to this level of higher education, and you are one among the fortunate. So sometime it is also needed that we touch base with those people and we try to understand their problems, so that we realize how fortunate we are. In our program, we have a process of taking the student through an NGO visit. We have a process to taking the student through a social problem. The moment the student goes to a social problem and visits those NGO, they come to understand that how privileged they are. We are so privileged that at this point of time, if I want to eat something, I can go and buy that and eat. But there are so many people who cannot have a choice what they want to eat. They will have to manage with the less resources which they have. Now, it is the responsibility of the privileged one of the society to do something for the unprivileged one. So even tomorrow, when you go and join an industry, when you are taking a decision, and if this is not in your mind that this decision of mine, rather than making money for the company only, should also help or generate something which is going to help the last person in the society, then possibly as a management graduate, as a society, we are not going to do justice to the society. We will only exploit the resources, will not be able to do justice. That is one reason why our philosophy talks about developing a personality who understands and synthesizes with the society and takes care of the business. It is not otherwise. It is not that you take care of the business and exploit the society. And therefore, we are going to give you some inputs through the process and discover you better, so that you become a business leader, not only for the career prospects, but also a value based leader. And that's the advantage of being in a curriculum who is holistic. There is a next slide. So when the question is, how does the course help the students to be more competitive at workplace? See, I as I told you very simply, if you look for competitiveness at the workplace, the competitiveness will not be defined by the virtue of the degree you hold. You may have an MBA from somewhere else, you may have an MBA from somewhere else, you may have a graduation from somewhere else, you may have a graduation from somewhere else. But the level of decisions, the quality of decisions, the quality of output, the quality of empathy, the quality of person you become is going to change the way the business will become. And therefore, in our program, we have very focused approach on a integrated curriculum, which I have already told, which imparts information in terms of you making an innovative approach, you being a human-centered person, you being an integrated leader, means you will be principled, you will have your integrity attached, and you being a person who is okay, you being a person who is going to be a leader who will be looked up to. In the industry today, we lack in the leaders who are inspirational leaders. We lack in the people who can inspire others to become like that. Very few leaders you can count on hands in business leaders. And nowadays, you might have also seen that not only the business leader, there are a lot of social leaders who are called as social innovators, who are now leading the society. And therefore, people are looking for a very good environment where they could stay, take decisions. And therefore, in our program, we have inculcated a scenario in which we have 1,000+ hours of management education which we give. We have 500+ hours of extra activities which we do, which imparts design thinking, which imparts experiential Fridays. We are one of the program in India where we give experiential Friday. Now, experiential Friday is about a combination of extracurricular activity which helps you to channelize your thoughts, which helps you to have better quality of thoughts and makes it better in terms of design thinking. So when we look at experiential Friday, yes, Dheeraj, you want to say something?
Well, I lost the internet connection actually for a while. It's like,
That's okay. That's okay. So in the process, what happens is we do experiential Friday, and in that experiential Friday, we help the student through yoga because yoga is something which helps you to become a better person. It keeps your mental health. We talk about so many activities which are related to design thinking. We have workshops on design thinking. We have visits to NGO. We have visits to society. We have so many other activities involved. We have drama, we have theater, and we have a very unique process of taking you to Himalayan tour. We have a place called a Sidbari where we take our students for 7 days, depending upon the number of students. We take them to 7 days to 15 days sometime. And when we take them there, this exercise of 7 days is a very mind-boggling exercise because not only a management subjects, you are going to understand the society as a whole and become a better leader. You can discover yourself much better in that process. Now, sometime you will feel that, okay, what is the normally the students have the inquisitiveness to understand whether after doing my management program, I will be employable, what kind of job opportunities I will get, what kind of placements I will get, etc., etc. At Soil, we do not worry too much about the placement because placement is an outcome of the rigorous process we have. And if you go to our website and you try to understand our placement records, it will be very, very loud that we have been very, very successful in terms of getting opportunities for our students. But I would like to caution you one that in the process of placement and the opportunities you are going to get, it is not only the institute's responsibility to bring opportunities to you, it is more of your responsibility to get maximum output from the curriculum and perform well so that you go and lead the industry tomorrow, or you go and start up an entrepreneurship venture tomorrow, or you go and become a social leader tomorrow. And therefore, in the entire process, we help our students to go through such experiential learnings which otherwise people may not get in a normal management program. So I would now be open for any question answers if you have.
I I went through few 2 3 questions that were put in the Q&A section. Probably I request the students to in case they unmute themselves and if they can ask us any kind of questions they have for Dr. Jha, or rather if they can type it out, I'll read it out and then if required, I'll club them and then we can take them one by one. Few of the
So I
questions
could,
that
I could,
Jha sir,
I,
uh,
Dheeraj, I could see one question in the Q&A which says that whether in a 2-year program should we choose the specialization now or should we choose the specialization later?
yeah.
Now, my response to that will be that choosing a specialization is a very crucial decision you are going to take in your life. Therefore, I would request all of you not to be in hurry to choose the specialization. Do not make judgment about your abilities at this point of time. Do not get carried away by what your peer group is doing. It is important that when you come in the program and you discover yourself in the trimester 1 and 2, and you get through the mentorship program where the faculty mentors you and where the industry mentors you, and then you discover the courses which are in the program, then you will be in a better position to identify which stream is more closer to your heart and which stream will help you to grow in the career, which stream you like the most. I have seen many examples where people coming from BCom background have not taken finance as a specialization. I have seen many examples where people coming from BTech background has not taken analytics as a specialization. I have seen people coming from BA background who has never thought of becoming a finance manager, taking finance as a specialization and doing very good. So it is very difficult at this point of time for you, or it will be very early judgment. If you would like to make a decision on the specialization, it is better that you come experience the program for trimester 1 and 2, and then take a call on what specialization suits you. So that will be my response.
Thank you, Dr. Jasir. Jasir, I think out of the questions that I have gone through till now, probably I'll take them one by one, or rather I'll take them. I think I'll answer to the mass in such a way that I think I'll cover them all. But then I think I went across one question that should be. I think I'll be taking your help there. Uh, is there any certificate programs to enhance more career abilities like data science, digital marketing, etc.?
So, see, what happens is in our program, we have academies. So we call it like, for example, we have marketing, finance, operations and analytics and entrepreneurship, HR. These are academies which we have. Other than a lot of other student committees and student clubs which are running. Now, this academy helps you to understand the courses. This academy also guides you that which are the certification programs which are going to add value to your career. And then accordingly, the students may take up the certification program. Certification program these days are also to be very carefully chosen because there are so many certificates offerings which are there in the market. It comes from LinkedIn, it comes from Coursera, it comes from n number of sources. You will have to be very clear on whether the certification program is going to add any value to your career, your learning or not. Because easily the things which are achieved, the lesser the values are. So for example, digital marketing, these are some fascinating words people are now talking about, like digital marketing. So LinkedIn is offering some programs. Now you go and do a digital marketing program, and that digital marketing certificate gives you some 20 hours of recorded video, and you go and you attempt some test and then you get a certificate. Now, understand from one point of view that if large number of people can get the same certificate and post it in the industry group saying that I also have this certificate, will that certificate hold value? Vis-a-vis the certificate which is not very easily achievable, but makes you learn a lot of things, makes you do a good project, makes you understand the concept properly, that certificate will add a lot of value to your life, your career, than the certificates which are very easily available. Therefore, in academy, what we do here is the academy helps the student to choose the specialization, and once they have chosen the specialization, the academy helps them to identify certification programs which they can opt for. So that's how you will be helped in the program.
Thank you, sir. Probably I'll take one more question for you, sir. Immersion program basically abroad, and how long is that program?
Yeah. So see, what happens is we have some collaborations with some of the university. Now you have to understand this immersion program. What happens? Uh, there was a trend for a long time in India that people used to look up to West countries, and they used to think that the West countries have a better processes, and they wanted to go there and learn. Of late, what has happened is lot of West countries are now looking up to India, and they would like to come here and understand how the diverse culture and how the diverse economy of Indian origin is helping, and how management graduates are functioning in that. So they would like to come and look at our startups. They would like to come and look at the social innovations. They want to come back and look at the Indian origin companies, how they operate, etc. And therefore, we have collaborations with some of the universities abroad, which you might have seen on the website. And the students from those universities do come to our campus here and work with our students in a group. Sometime our student also gets an opportunity to work on a project which are run by that university. Though we have not very systematically implemented the student exchange program, but recently we have started those things, and we have students from University of Auckland coming to our campus very shortly to do a project. Similarly, we are doing a project with a university abroad, and some of the students of soil is now shortlisted for that project, and they will be working on that project. And therefore, these kind of immersion programs are there at soil, and you will get an opportunity to explore those programs. And if you are shortlisted, you will definitely work on those.
Thank you, sir. I think that must have helped the candidates. I'm not taking the names of any particular candidate. I'm trying to club because I can see the similar pattern of questions in the chat box. I'm just trying, rather in the interest of time of Dr. Jha sir also, I'm trying to put across all those questions which are relevant for him, and then later I can take all the rest of the questions which is directly related to.
Dheeraj,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I could see one question where Asutosh Shukla has posted, I am BSc Math student. Should I
I
be able to?
was I was about to take that question. So can
Uh,
a BSc student do a business analytics program?
yes. See, business analytics is a program where there are combination of two aspects. One combination is developers. You might have heard of software developers or coders. They are basically technical people. But when you look at a management program and business analytics program, in that program, what happens is there are tools. For example, you have Python, you have R, you have Tableau, such kind of tools are there where you may not be required to be a coder, but you will be required to understand the data, process the data, and make business sense out of the outcome of the data. And therefore, you as a business BSc math student can certainly take business analytics program. There is no doubt in that. You can definitely do. Not only you, but any stream people, any graduate who is even not even engineer, any BA graduate can also take a business analytics program, but they will have to put little more effort in understanding the tools, because it is understood that a engineer or a mathematics background student will understand the logics, will understand the numbers better than others, and therefore they will have to put a little extra effort, but definitely you can take. Second question is about Isita Rao. Is this program good for BA freshers applicants? Can you share LinkedIn details of such? Okay, that Dheeraj will answer, but I can answer the first part. Whether you are a BA graduate or you are a BSc graduate or any graduate for that matter, management program is applicable to all the graduates. Any graduate can do management program. You will have to be having a clarity upon what is your purpose of doing the management program. If you are doing a management program for a purpose, definitely you can achieve that.
Uh, One question that goes towards summer internship program, sir.
Yeah. So
In general, what basically like what is the duration or what kind of companies and what does it assess basically?
yeah. So summer internship is a part of the program curriculum, and summer internship happens for 2 months at Soil, and you will be getting an opportunity to interact with the industries, companies who come for taking summer interns from our campus. Before you go for summer internship, you will have a career development program which will run from trimester one, which will help you to train yourself for summer internship, better summer internship. And then you will have a faculty guide allotted to you. You will have alumni interactions which will be allotted to you, which will make you a better intern for the industry, along with the industry guide. So 2 months of internship you will go through, and then accordingly, as per your ability to perform in the industry, the summer internship will be closed. I can see one question which is Pratik Tomar. He has asked, I am a creative person and finds the design thinking course very interesting. Does it give an edge to a fresher who has been into creative field while freelancing in college? See, design thinking is not only creativity or innovation. Design thinking is a process of developing and nurturing the thought which is fruitful for the entire community, not only for the business problem. And therefore, if you are a creative person and you are like, whether you are fresher or you have worked as a creative person somewhere, design thinking is a very good course for you. And it will be very interesting as well when you go through the program. So definitely you can take it. Uh, then there is a question which is on admissions, so Dheeraj will answer that.
One is, can I study finance and entrepreneurship?
Can I take both finance and entrepreneurship? Yes. See, most of the industries are very uh, open for dual specialization kind of thing, and they are looking for people who can understand. See, business management is not about knowing finance or knowing marketing or knowing HR only. You will have to be a leader, and if you have to be a leader, you will have to understand those things. You may not be expert of finance, but you may have to understand. And therefore, when you are taking specialization and when you are choosing your specialization in trimester 3, you can definitely look forward for multi dual specialization, because that freedom you will get.
One question, sir. A gap year basically affecting towards admission, and then gap year affecting to our placement. So in admissions, I'll say no. Basically, it doesn't you can say becomes a hindrance to a student for taking an admission. But then placements, sir, does it affect a student with gap year, maybe in terms of graduation to post graduation, or from the secondary high school to graduation, anywhere?
There is one question, Dheeraj, which is written by some anonymous attendee.
Mhm.
He is asking about how does industry leader at Soil helps in guiding and grooming the students.
Okay.
So when you look at Soil, it is now very evident. You might have seen on the website also. We have 32 consortium partners who has endorsed the program. And therefore, when we are looking at industry leaders, we have a very systematic mentorship program with the industry leaders. We have a very systematic process of academy activities where industry leaders comes to the campus, and sometimes the student goes for study tour to the company to understand their processes. So when you interact, when you get a chance to interact with such kind of industry leader, you get to know a lot more than what is there inside the books. And therefore, the more you know, the more you are aware of, the more you interact with them, you will definitely get to learn a lot of things which otherwise you would not get the chance to learn. Soil is one place where you will have an exposure to top CHROs, you will have exposure to top industry leaders and very, very, very renowned industry leaders, because we have a very good connect with the industry in terms of consortium partnership, in terms of otherwise also. Therefore, you will get a lot of opportunities to interact with them and learn from them.
Fine. Thank you so much, sir. I think I'll be taking these straight questions of many, I can say multiple questions, clubbing them together, and primarily very focused towards the admission part. Just to start with the, if I say, from a fresher to the end part of getting an enrolled candidate, Soil has two campuses, as Sir also briefed in the beginning, like what are the flagship programs. So we have two campuses. One is at Gurgaon, Sector 44, offering the one-year program, and the other at Manesar, has to be New Gurgaon, Manesar, offering the 2 years PGDM program, which is the ICT approved. Thereby, here, this Manesar campus started again with the help of the consortium partners, the 32 consortium partners, focusing towards basically to give the added advantage of this curriculum to for the freshers. So in a way, I have gone through these questions, and where I found like, can I enter as a fresher? 70%, 65 to 75% of the batch strength in the PGDM programs are fresher, and at an average of 18 months, we find the work experience candidates enroll in the entire batch, right? As per the eligibility is concerned, first eligibility is the student should have appeared at least one minimum one entrance exam as recommended by AICT, like CAT, ZAT, CMAT, MAT. And okay, I'll come back to this again. Before that, I would like to thank Jha sir for his time, for helping us in briefing you all about the program and curriculum. Jha sir, I think I'll take this forward from here, because I'll be taking up the pure direct questions towards admissions process and
Thank
selection
you. Thank
criteria.
you.
So I would like to
Thank
thank you here, and thank you so much, sir. Thank
thank
you
you,
so much.
Dheeraj. Thank you. Thank you, all the participants. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. So coming back to the entrance exam part, first is appearing an entrance exam is compulsory. A student can apply who is planning to appear, that is a different story, but then appearing an entrance exam is compulsory. For students who have appeared for NMAT or SNAP, the students can still look forward for applying at SOIL. We'll be mapping the aptitude in case if the NMAT or the SNAP score is higher than as compared to either CAT, ZAT, CMAT, or MAT, if that student has appeared or planning to appear. Subject to any NMAT or an SNAP applicant has to appear one national test, that is part of this CAT, ZAT, MAT, or say CMAT. After appearing this entrance exam, the student can look forward for applying. Student can be either graduated or is pursuing the final year. The best part that soil practices is we follow a profile based selection process wherein we have certain weightages being allotted to different parameters, wherein we try to evaluate a candidate in an holistic manner, rather than you can say focusing on any one parameter like the you can say academic credentials or the percentiles. Rather, we look for understanding what are the different the attributes that a candidate is possessing. It can be related to creativity, it can be related to critical thinking, uh, and thereby we have weightages. I'm talking about these weightages, trying to cover the different questions that are there in the Q&A, again asking related to weightages. So there are weightages being given to academic, which contains your 10th, 12th, and the graduation, either in the posting format or in the completed format. Second is the common entrance test, and then comes the extracurricular activities engaged during your school days, college days, or if you are if you're carrying any kind of work experience, then at the time of your uh, job role, if you have any kind of recognitions, awards, so kind of extracurricular activity engagement there. Work experience, if any, and does also gets weightages. And then the major portion goes towards your group discussion, group exercise, and then personal interview. So we have three modes of criterias followed during the selection process. That is the personal interview round, group discussion round, and a group exercise round. Right. So group discussion, basically, we look forward towards a kind of a case based. And then in a group exercise, we would like to understand more about the how good team player you are, and then the other aspects like creativity, and then how innovative you are during the entire group exercise performance. And then personal interview, basically, we would like to know more about you, your zeal of doing this program, what are your career plans and career goals, your long term, short term goals, and then what kind of leadership quality you possess. All these things are taken care in the personal interview round. So there, the weightages, if I talk about the proportion, somewhere around 40% of weightage is there in your hand. You can say that is emphasized towards your personal interview, GD, and group exercise. So 40% there, 35%, rocks 35% weightage for the common entrance test, 15% towards your academic, and then rest is distributed in the you can say work experience or extracurricular activity engagements. right? So here, when I said profile-based selection process, we go through this entire profile from your academic, entrance, your extracurricular activity, your performance in ED, GE, PI, the two essay writings that you will write while filling the application form. So all these things will be taken care, and based on that, we come out with the final score, and then thereby the list are prepared. So rather than a predefined cutoff, I think I'll be answering this cutoff part here to many of the students who have asked about this cutoff, or they have shared their academic and their entrance exam score in the Q&A what I went through, but then it will be tough taking each one the percentage or the percentile. Rather, I'm clubbing them together. We do not follow a predefined cutoff. Rather, we have weightages system. That means the higher the score, higher the weightage. And then at the end is the performance when we see the final score that comes out. So thereby, there are no cutoffs, predefined cutoff, but somewhere there is certain scores that minimum score, if I say, that helps a candidate to compete, right? If you are having, say, more than 70 percentile in CAT, and the same thing, same 70 percentile plus in ZAT 70, 75, and then CMAT or MAT should be plus 85, plus 85 to 90, NMAT 210 somewhere, SNAP 85 to 90. This should help a candidate, normally helps a candidate to compete. I'm quoting these figures in the sense like the past batch size, if I say the average scores that was there, based on that, I'm just stating this percentile as in figures that will help you out to compete, rather than I'm saying that this is the cutoff. There's no cutoff, but if this is there, this helps when you give your best in the GD, GE, and PI, and when we add the scores of this past performance, you get the chance, or you can say you stand in the front runner to get the seat, right? So this was related to the cutoff. Now comes the deadline date. Yes, because we are very near to that. The deadline for completing and submitting an application form is 21st of January midnight. So after completion of your application form, the forms will be sent for shortlisting process, and based after the shortlisting process, you will get an invite for the interview rounds. There will be multiple dates and modes. I mean to say, modes is either it could be on virtual mode or it could be in physical mode, that will happen at the Manesar campus. So all the applicants will have their own dashboards, and in the dashboard they can go through the multiple dates and can select the preferred date that they wish to. And after that, they need to appear for this entire process. All the process that I said before, like the GD, GE, and PI, all happens in the same day. And in the both options, if I say what the student choose, it could be the virtual or the physical mode that happens in the campus. Again, few multiple questions, similar pattern. Once I submit my SOP, the first priority, if I say while filling the application form, the first important thing is completing your application form by the deadline 21st January midnight. And then there are two essay writing or statement of purpose, if I say, which consists of 500 words. There are two questions. Normally that takes time for a student to write, and that plays an important role also at the time for the shortlisting process, and can be covered by the panelist also during your interview round. So there we give this advantage to the students that they can take some time to complete this statement of purpose, the SOPs. If you do not complete your SOP, you will not get the invite for the interview round. So it's better the moment you complete your application form, complete the two SOPs in a day or two. Yes, it says somewhere 500 words, but important is the content rather than counting the words. So go for giving your best in explaining your own self in the two questions that has been framed, your long-term, short-term goals, and then your leadership attributes that you might have judged that yes, I carry these, and then later we can understand, or the career development team can understand, okay, from where we should be continuing in shaping your personality, rather, if I say. So covering the cutoff and covering the um, dates, and rather than me quoting the percentage and percentile here, I'll repeat that once again, maybe for the students who might have joined late or have missed out hearing me. We do not have a predefined cutoff as such. Rather, we follow a profile-based selection process wherein we try to understand a candidate's profile in an holistic way, in going deeper towards their academic credentials, their performance in the common entrance test, the aptitude part. Then comes um, the group discussion round, the group exercise round, and then the personal interview round. So attributes like attitude, critical thinking, and all this thing will help us in understanding the best in you. So rather than cut off, as I said, again, it's a profile-based selection process. So candidate, higher the score, higher the weightage, and that makes a candidate to stand as part of the merit list candidates, if I say. So it is important that how confident you are. Again, the 40% area that is still there in your hand, the group discussion, group exercise, and personal interview, where you can give your best and try to beat the other candidate and then secure your own seat. 21st January will be the last date for submitting the application form for this round two. Yes, there is one question. I think I went through one question there also, wherein students are looking forward for CMAT and then would like to apply later. Will advise, I think, complete the application form before the deadline, and then there's option of CMAT yet to appear in the application form, so they can look forward for that. However, if they wish to apply only after appearing for the CMAT, normally what we suggest is, or what we have experienced is the CMAT, by the time this happens, will be should not be that late for a candidate to secure the seat because the process is going on. However, definitely will be opening up for the third round for a very limited period of time. And based on the leftover seats, the student will be competing for the um in the third round. So it is advisable that instead of waiting for such long, based on your academic credentials and the essay writings and everything, you can look forward for applying and then keep yourself safe so that in case you get shortlisted, you can look forward for appearing for the process and upgrade your CMAT score when it is out. So you have that provision of upgrading your entrance exam. So the moment you complete the whatever is the entrance exam that you plan to, you can upgrade your score. So after upgrading your score, in case you come out in the next list, that's something good to hear, right? Uh, I think I have almost covered uh, the maximum of the questions that were asked by the students, and I think I'm just trying to explore in case if there is any kind of question that is new to me, which I did not cover. Online, offline, yes, I did that. It will be in both the mode, virtual and in physical mode at campus. The student will, once the student gets shortlisted, will have the added advantage of choosing the mode and date, and after that, we'll continue with the process. The process of GD, GE, and PI, they happens in both in the same format. So we do not deviate from the conducting a process in modes. Rather, everything happens in the similar format. It's just that one happens in a virtual mode and the other happens in a physical mode, right? Okay, the fee is 13.4. I think you can visit the website to go through in understanding what are the breakups and other things. The fee for the program is 13.4. We do have hostel for boys and girls separate. Yes. Again, same similar patterns of questions related to fee, online, offline. Okay, covered. There's one new question that I came across, that is students who had already appeared for the process. In the past, I mean to say, when I said like we have already started with the interview round process. So the round one interview process result will be out somewhere towards the last week of January. So this is for the um, students who had raised this query, like when are we coming out with the results of the students who had appeared earlier, right? In the round one. So this 21st January is the final deadline for round two. So I have taken that deadline to submit the SOPs. As I said, once you submit your only the completed application forms will be sent for shortlisting. You can only take the advantage, that is you complete your application form by the deadline. In within 1 or 2 days you need to complete the SOP so that your form gets um, is part of the shortlisting process. If you delay your SOP, probably your interview call will get delayed, and the more you delay, the competition gets higher. That's it, right? Okay. Hostel fee, okay, I should be coming back again here, that the fee is 13.4, which is not including the hostel, it is excluding the hostel charges. The hostel charges are separate. Documents that should be in your hand at the time of interview in virtual mode, nothing as of, because like you would have already uploaded those documents while filling the application form. So we'll be taking care of the documents that you have uploaded while filling the application form. The moment you get selected, you'll be asked to submit the self-attested copy. And then once you join the program, the originals will be matched with the self-attested copy. So it's a simple process. You don't have to keep any documents handy at the time of virtual interview. Yes, in the physical interview mode, the student needs to carry the self-attested copy of all the prescribed documents, and later these documents will be matched with the original documents at the time of joining, or say orientation, right? Okay. Percentile, credential, percentage. Higher the percentage, higher the weightage. So we do not have predefined cutoff. I'm repeating this again because I'm finding few more questions related to the same. We do not have predefined cutoff. We have weightage system. Your confidence level should be high so that you should be in the position to understand that yes, if I given a chance, I should be able to beat this to next my peer candidate in terms of performing the best in the group discussion, wherein we're trying to understand how good listener you are, how good leader you are, what kind of content you keep yourself ready while giving your expression or explaining towards your viewpoints based on the case studies. Normally at soil we do not practice a single liner topic of essay. Normally we go for kind of a case study so that you get time to understand the case study, go through the stats, and then give your best analysis on that particular case study. And then in the group exercise, basically, again, a real life's complex scenario, a problem is shared between the team, and the team sits together in understanding what could be the next best creative or innovative ideas or solutions that they can come out with based on the problem that was given to them. So a teamwork, creativity, innovations, all these things are taken care. Um, I think I have covered almost all the questions. Documents at time of physical. Again, I think I could, just explain that you need to carry the self-attested copy when you come for the physical interview round. And in the virtual mode, you have already uploaded the documents while filling the form, so you do not keep themselves handy on the day of interview. And essay should be scanned while uploaded. Yes, you can take the leverage of either you can go for a handwritten essays and then you need to click the image and convert it into PDF and then upload, or you can directly type, convert in an MS Word and then convert it into PDF and upload, or even the Word attachment doc can be attached. So SOP can be in say two forms, and then two formats could be in JPG format or could be in a Word format or even a PDF format will help. Right. Okay. So I think average package placement. Okay, there's one question towards the end that I just saw. The average that went was 9.7. The highest that went was 20, and then the median is 9.8. Fine. So I think I'm coming towards the end of the session also, understanding the time and covering all the questions that I went through, clubbing them together. I could go through one by one, taking the names. I'm sorry for that, but then I've tried to cover them all in terms of eligibility, entrance tests that we take, weightages, fee structure. The deadline, the most important deadline again, I repeat, 21st January. 21st January midnight will be the uh, deadline for the round two. And then round two applicants, forms will be sent for shortlisting and will be called for interview. Could be in the last week of January or starting early first week of February onwards. Right. So I should be closing here and then thanking each one of you who were part of this session and appreciating the kind of questions you have asked and you have taken the fine. So I also thank you all once again and then look forward for your application where we can after when once we receive application probably I'll get the chance to meet you all one to one during the interview round process. So, thereby wishing you all the best for your future endeavor, all the best to the candidates who are looking forward for appearing any kind of entrance exam that is coming by, could be the MAT or CMAT or GMAT. So, thereby, thank you one and all. Uh, I hope I've not missed anything. I'll just take a couple of seconds and I think that's it. Fine, fine. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much, audience. Good day. Good night.